It is easy to search for the Greek word an English word translates with the Use and Analysis tabs when you display the two-column analysis window. Make sure that you have the two-column analysis window displayed by clicking on the red button here in the upper right corner of the analysis window. And for this example, I'll be displaying the NAS and the BNT versions in the Browse window. Also make sure that the Analysis tab and the Use tab is chosen. We've seen that the Use tab instantly searches and displays the word that you hold your mouse cursor over in the Analysis window. And the Analysis tab displays the underlying Greek word for any word that you hold your mouse cursor over as well. This occurs when you work in the NAS or in any of these versions. Now let's say that you are reading Romans, and in chapter 2 you notice that this section concerns judgment, and you wish to study that word judgment a bit further and see how Paul uses it in Romans. In Romans 2:1 we can see that this one verse has the words judgment and judge twice. If my browse window word tips are on, and I hold my mouse cursor over judgment, or the two instances of judge, I see that the underlying word is krino. As for searching for these words, the Use tab is helpful. It finds every instance of the word judge, or every instance of judgment in Romans, and these can be found very easily. But since these three words represent one word in the Greek, how can I search for that particular Greek word in Romans? If I wish to search for all instances of the word krino in Romans, I'll need to locate that word in the BNT version and then hold my mouse cursor over the word to view all the occurrences in Romans in the Use tab. In some cases it may be easy to find the word, but if the word form as it appears in the text makes it hard for you to find, we can use the Analysis tab and the pop-up word tips to help us locate it. To locate it, hold your mouse cursor over judgment and then hold down the Shift key. This will freeze the Analysis window to display the underlying Greek word there. This will freeze the Analysis window and display the underlying Greek word at the top of the Analysis window. Now move your mouse cursor down to the BNT and hover the mouse cursor over each word there until you find the word that appears at the top of the Analysis window. We found krino, to judge or to decide. Release the Shift key, and now the Use tab is updated to search for every instance of that word in Romans. Move your mouse cursor a bit over krino, and you'll see that the Analysis window updates with different information. It displays the word as it appears in the text, morphological parsing, and the word krino as it appears in a lexicon entry. And you have a lexicon entry below as well. So we have a good bit of information available to us with the Analysis and Use tab. We have information about the underlying Greek word in a lexicon, and we've conducted a more comprehensive search than just searching for judgment or judge with the Use tab from the English version. By default, the Use tab is set to search just the book that you're working in, but you can use it to search for all instances of that word in the version you're displaying in the Browse window. Just hold down the Shift key and move your mouse over to the Use tab. Then click on the radio button next to Version, and it instantly searches for that word throughout the Greek New Testament. Click the Book radio button, and the search is executed again in just the book you're working on. You can freeze the Use tab if you'd like to work on this word a bit more, and you can also export your results to the search window. You may want to click on an empty tab in the search window first. This will allow you to use your original tab as a bookmark to return back to study that second chapter of Romans. But now in this new tab, when I right-click over here and export my verse list to search list from the Use tab, I can then explore these verses. I can click on them or use the spin buttons to move to the new verses. And then I can always go back to my original chapter that I was studying by clicking on the tab. To my original chapter that I was studying by clicking on the tab where I started. Then I can continue my study in Romans 2. One final observation. The Use tab can help us to find other Greek words in the current book that may be translated as judgment if we explore the Use tab search on that particular English word a bit further. Let me go back to the Use tab and unfreeze it. I'll uncheck that box. Now I'm going to hold my mouse cursor over judgment again. The Use tab tells me that judgment occurs 9 times in the book of Romans. If I hold the Shift key down to freeze the Use tab and move my mouse cursor to the Use tab, I'll right-click and choose Export Verse List to Search List. Now I have all the instances of judgment. I wonder if in every instance, judgment is translating the Greek word krino. I can click my search hits, then hold my mouse cursor over the highlighted judgment in the Browse window, and I see that in Romans 14:10 it translates the word bema. In Romans 14:1 it translates the word diakrisis. So the Use tab can also be helpful in seeing other words that are translated judgment in the particular book I'm studying. You can study these words as well using this technique as an entry point for further study on related Greek words in the book you are studying.